Hi, welcome and thank you for listening to the Veerle Adventure Podcast. My name is Veerle and I'm taking you with me on a journey. In this podcast, I will give you a glimpse into my location-independent free life. I will tell you about the challenges of online entrepreneurship as a nomad, about finding the right mindset to grow, and how you can experience real freedom in your own non-nomadic life. My name is Veerle and welcome to Veerle Adventure. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're listening. I'm back with another episode, and this time it is about miracle morning, or actually your morning routine. And it is 7 a.m. when I'm recording this, and that's not that early for me anymore, I have to say. And the reason why I'm recording this episode is because it was one of the first episodes I recorded in Dutch, and I really love that topic. I just recorded an episode, no, not an episode, a video for my freedom course, and it's about a morning routine as well. And I just thought I need to record a podcast about this as well. And I just love this topic because it really changed my life completely. I never was a morning person. Actually, I hated the mornings. I could never wake up before 11 without an alarm clock. And that or that was the case because I used to have chronic fatigue syndrome, and I know I say I used to have it, and it's I say chronic as well, but I don't believe I have it. I believe I was misdiagnosed, and that doesn't mean that I didn't have fatigue, but I don't think I have chronic fatigue syndrome. But those days when I mentioned that I couldn't wake up before 11, it is back in 2006. I was really tired. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even walk to the station. That was normally it was a 5-minute walk, and now it took me half an hour or an hour. Or I was just so slow and so tired all the time. And I don't want to talk about my fatigue days, but I have to make you understand that getting up early isn't normal for me, or it wasn't normal for me. Now it is. The funny thing is that a lot of people that might be listening have met me along my travels and know me as this girl that wakes up in the morning really early, way before everyone else, to get some work done. Because, yeah, that's just who I am when I'm traveling. I don't like to go out, I don't like to go and party. I think when you ask all my travel buddies, I went dancing maybe once, maybe twice, but not that often. Yeah, I can only remember that one time on Fuerteventura, and that was an awesome night. I loved every minute of it. But still, I'm not a big party girl. I like to get up early, get some work done before everyone else, and then enjoy the rest of my day. But it hasn't always been like that. I used to be a really big party girl when I was 16. That's quite some time ago. Whoa, that's more than half of a lifetime ago. That's crazy. But yeah, nowadays I'm an early riser, and that all started in 2016. I listened to a podcast episode of Jess Lively, and I listened to all her episodes back then. I loved it. And I think it was episode 99 or 100 or maybe 200, but it was an episode with Hal Elrod, and he's the founder of the Miracle Morning. And he's the one that got me into getting up early anyway. But that episode, something just clicked within me. The way he described the changes in his life. And I don't remember the exact details of that episode or of his story, but I remember that he used to be really sick, cancer, I guess, and he completely changed his life multiple times. Yeah, I don't know his backstory anymore, but that episode, everything clicked with me, and I started doing the Miracle Morning. I bought his book, and I loved every second of it. Yeah, it's one of the few books that I still do own in a paperback because I cannot get rid of it. It's part of me. And I'm not doing the Miracle Morning routine anymore, but I still get up early and I still have some sort of a routine. And that's what I want to share with you today. Because the thing is, When I started doing the miracle morning routine, it was someone else's routine and it didn't work for me. Let me first explain what that routine is before I dive in any deeper and tell you about my own routines. But yeah, let's see. The miracle morning routine. The thing is that Hal Elrod says that you have to get up around 5. Join the 5 a.m. club and get up early so you get a lot of things done before the rest of the world wakes up. Really love that. He has 6 pillars, sorry, that you can use. And those pillars are an acronym, and that's savers. All right, so the first S stands for silence. So you start with 10 minutes of meditation. Then you got have A, and that stands for affirmations. So you're gonna repeat for 10 minutes some affirmations that energize you. And I would recommend you look in the mirror while doing that because that makes it so much more real and you feel way more connected than when you're just repeating it and you just get bored when you say the same affirmation over and over time and and over again. You just have to feel it. So when you look in the mirror, you feel it, you connect with it. So that's why I would recommend to do that. All right, the V stands for visualize. So you probably have some dream. If you don't have that, I'm gonna record another episode about that because that's like my number one topic. But you have to visualize, you have to feel, you have to see what your dream life is gonna look like to actually be able to make it come true. So start visualizing for 10 minutes and get started with that. All right, so we had silence, affirmations, visualize, and then we're at the E, and that stands for energize. And that can be a run, that can be jumping jacks, it can be hula hooping, what I love to do, or it can be dancing. It can be anything as long as you get your heart rate up and be energized. And the funny thing is, no, I will tell you that later because otherwise it's going to be confusing. We're continuing with the R, and the R stands for reading. And I think the Miracle Morning got me reading personal development books way more than before that. I think it might actually have been one of my first, yeah, personal development books. And I love reading those. And you just have to read for 10 minutes to get inspiration to learn something every day. If you've learned within the first hour of your day, you're already on a good path and you're gonna get more confident and you're gonna be inspired and your day is gonna be so much better than it was before. So really start reading 10 minutes. You don't have to read a whole chapter. You can read a whole chapter if you can make the time for that. But if you don't have the time, don't read a whole chapter. Don't listen to that rule that you have to read according to the chapters. Or the same thing goes for movies. You don't have to watch the whole movie in one sitting. When I realized that, that was like the biggest eye opener I ever had. You don't have to watch a movie in one sitting? What? Crazy. All right, so savers. The S for silence, the A for affirmations, the V for visualize, the E for energize, the R for reading, and the last S is for scribbling. Grab out a journal and start writing. It doesn't matter what you write as long as you start writing. Clear your head, get some structure in your day, and it can you can just write down what you want to do for the day or what you read or how what you read inspired you. Just make sure you write something for 10 minutes and just keep your pen on your paper and it's going to change your life. I promise you that. And the funny thing is that when I do that, every time I do some scribbling in the morning, I find myself going back to it throughout the day. And because I'm just thinking, like, yeah, I wrote something down that I want to do, but what was it? And because you write everything down, all the thoughts you have in the morning, you will get more focused throughout the rest of the day because you don't have to remember all those things. So just start with making a to-do list. If you have a hard time scribbling at all, but you probably I can't imagine you have, but I know some people have problems with that. So just try scribble something down. If you don't know what to write, just write down that you don't know what to write and the rest will follow. So yeah, scribbling definitely changed my life. But the thing is, this is a routine that takes 1 hour. And if you don't have an hour, just do 1 minute of each part of it. And when you do that, then it only is 6 minutes. You have 6 minutes, right? It's easy to get up 6 minutes earlier. Everyone can make 6 minutes. I completely believe that. If you cannot make 6 minutes, you don't prioritize it. So then if you don't want to make the time, check in with yourself and check if you know what you're doing it for. If you don't waste your time. You're not getting there anyway. But yeah, it doesn't have to be an hour long. It doesn't have to be 6 minutes. You can make your own routine. And that's for me a long time. I tried to do the miracle morning because that was the only thing I knew, and I didn't know what my own routine would look like yet. So I tried doing that, and in the beginning, I felt a lot of resistance towards the meditation and to the visualization and the affirmation. I just liked the reading and the scribbling, but I did see the value of everything. But for me, it didn't make sense to start my day with meditating because 9 out of 10 times I fell asleep while meditating. So I have to get out of bed before I do that. And of course, the miracle morning works better if you leave your bed, but I need to be warm and cozy. So I just always stayed in my bed. But I know now that I have to start with reading or scribbling to get started and wake up my mind. And one thing I forgot to mention, I always drink a glass of water as soon as I wake up because that gets your mind going. It wakes your body up, and you need that because otherwise you're gonna fall asleep, like I said. So, yeah, leave your bed, drink water, and just get started. If you have a hard time starting a routine, try to make it as easy as possible. If you don't like to get up in the morning and put on your workout clothes, make sure you go to sleep in them or lay them down next to your bed the evening before. But make sure you notice the resistance that you feel and work your way around it. There's always a way around it, and if you don't like to start with meditating, start with energize. Start running or start reading or do whatever it takes. And if you don't like reading, for example, you have dyslexia and you have a hard time reading, try to listen to a podcast or watch a YouTube video. There are certain ways you can go around the resistance and make it your own. Me, for example, I didn't like to go running in the morning, especially when I lived in the city. It didn't make sense. And while I record this, I'm living next to the forest, so I could easily go for a run, but I'm not a running girl anymore. I used to be, but I don't like it anymore. So I tried waking up with jumping jacks, but let's be honest, jumping jacks are not fun. So I started doing hula hooping, but I noticed that hula hooping is more my evening thing. So I quit doing that and now I'm dancing. I'm just dancing all the time. I just put on my playlist and dance my ass off. And if you're looking for some good playlist to do that with, I would really recommend the UPW playlist because it's all up tempo music and it gets you in this good mood and you cannot stand still with that playlist. So try that. But yeah, I at this moment the only reason why I get up at 5 a.m. is because I just came out of a hell week, and it is a program that was organized in the Netherlands the last week, and we get up early at 5 a.m. We have a sports session, and I don't do the workout. Let's be honest, I'm not a sporty kind of girl. I don't like it. And I know I should stop saying that. But yeah, I try to do it, but now I just watch it and I get in the right mindset and I'm awake. So it's fine. But yeah. But before that, my routine was to wake up around 7 or 8. I don't like to wake up with an alarm clock. So I'm still struggling a little bit. Do I want to get up at 5 a.m. or do I want to wake up without an alarm clock? Can I ever wake up at 5 without an alarm clock? Then I have to go to bed around 8, I guess. Because every time I wake up right now and I went to bed around 9 or 10, I'm just tired. So I still have to figure out what's my preferred way right now. And that's the thing. You really have to find your own routine. And don't put yourself down for not sticking with it. That you thought of a routine a month ago doesn't mean it's the right routine today. Routines change. Your preferences change. And that's okay. If you don't like to do your routine one morning, don't work through it because you have to. Find a way to make it more pleasurable again. So, yeah, it's just that's about it, I guess. You have to find your own way. And I do have a list of activities that you can do instead of the Savers from Hell Elrod. They're still based on that because I do like the part that you have an energizer with your body, you're activating your brain, you're activating your feelings because with the visualization, you're checking in with your feelings. So, yeah, those parts are still necessary, I guess, but you have to find your own way. So, I do have a list and I'll put that in the show notes. And I guess I want to challenge you. Try to get up early. So set your alarm for 6 a.m. tomorrow and get up early and make sure you have a plan. So when your alarm goes off, you should know what you're going to do. If you don't know that yet, you're not going to do it. You're just going to hit snooze again. So make sure you wake up and you immediately know that you're going to get your book, put your running shoes on. Just make sure you stick with your plan. If you don't have a plan, you're not going to get shit done anyway. So make sure you know what to do and do it. Just do it. Tell yourself you're going to do it. When you tell yourself the night before, I don't want to do it, I don't like getting up early, I can promise you, you're not going to do it. You need something you probably need someone else to motivate you then because you don't want to do it internally. So keep telling yourself, I'm going to get up at 6 a.m. I'm going to do it. I'm looking forward to getting up at 6 a.m. And when you feel, when you say stuff like that, you're going to do it. So make sure you change your language and make sure you have the right expectations. And if you need someone to help you with this, I am gonna launch the Fearless Soul sessions soon. I had that name for a really long time and I didn't know what it was gonna be. But I remember the name just clicked. And during the Hell Week, we had this one breathing exercise and it was really intense. And during that exercise, I felt what I needed to do. And I'm gonna go with this morning routine stuff. I'm gonna be the energizer that you need in the morning. So, in the Fearless Soul sessions, we're gonna get up at 6 a.m. and we're gonna dance our ass off. We're gonna work out a little bit in those dances, but we have our own way. We're not gonna get really down to it. No, because the thing is, I felt the sessions, the sporty sessions, the workout sessions in the Hell Week were not for everyone. It was not on my level at all. Within the first 10 minutes, I couldn't move anymore. So that's why I want those Fearless Soul sessions to be possible for everybody, for anybody. And that's why we're going to start with dancing. And after the dancing, we're going to talk about something, an inspiring topic, or we're going to, I don't know, we'll just see. And after that, we're gonna write in our journal and make sure we have a good start of the day. And when I'm starting the Fearless Soul sessions, we're gonna start on Mondays. And I know I've got listeners from different time zones, so I will do them on 2 time zones. So it might be 6 a.m. for you, or 8 a.m., or 3 p.m. Then you should go join the other session. I will do them twice on Monday to make sure people can join a time for them to have a good start of the day. So if you want to know more about this, you can go to fearlesssoulsession.nl. You always have to remember that all my URLs are going to be .nl because I'm Dutch and that resonates with me. All right, so it's fearlesssoulsessions.nl and you can register for a morning routine. I'll ask you which time zone you prefer so I can figure out which time zones were going to be the best. All right, so I'm challenging myself to set up the Fearless Soul session, and I'm challenging you to get up at 6 a.m. And let me know if you did that and how it went. And I would love to see you in the Soul sessions, and otherwise, I'll see you in the next podcast episode. Thank you for listening. Ciao. Thank you for getting along on my journey and listening to another episode of Fearless Adventure. Would you like more information on the topic of this episode? Then take a look at the show notes on fearlessadventure.nl. Give your opinion or want to screenshot this episode on Instagram, you can find me and tag me on Instagram at Fearless. That is Veerlez. Fearless. Can't wait to hear from you and see you next time.